All right, it is time now once again for the Don and Eli Take on the World podcast. My name is eliasmelas, but you can call me Eli for short. And who is this amazing, incredible lady over here to my right, as always, to my right over here?
Well, I'm Dawn Ledgerwood, your girlfriend that loves you.
Yes, you're Dawn Ledgerwood, my girlfriend, and you said you love me and I love you back.
I love you.
I love on our screen we have the most basic law on the planet, per se. Law. Love always wins.
What?
Yeah.
That's perfect.
Isn't that great, baby?
I love that.
The screen says law. The law for love. The law of love is love always wins. What a great acronym, huh?
I love it.
You love it.
Yeah. I didn't know. I didn't even put those together. That's great.
Well, yeah, the dogs are in here in the studio, and they're kind of playing a little bit, so don't mind them if you can hear them in the background. They'll settle down in just a little bit here. But, yeah, anyway, welcome back to another episode of the Don and Eli Take on the World podcast. Today, we're going to flip back from a past episode where Don and I talked about why relationships fail. And we're going to go into why they work, huh, baby?
Yeah. We're going to flip the script.
We're going to flip the script. And you know what, baby? You know, people love the train wrecks. But how about we just focus on what actually makes love last? I know we may get into the train wreck portion a bit. You know, that can't be helped sometimes. But, yeah, people love the train wrecks, huh?
Oh, yeah. I mean, that's where gossip starts, you know? It's like you see a couple doing something or reacting some way and, you know, people start talking.
Yeah, you know, and many people on social media have tried to portray our relationship as a train wreck, but we're here to state it as the truth and otherwise, right?
Well, yeah, I mean, no relationship is going to be perfect and not have any like little hiccups. You know what I'm saying?
Every aspect of life, not just relationships, has hiccups every now and then.
Yeah.
But sometimes because of social media nowadays, it gives everyone a voice. They want to take every little hiccup and make it into extensive, cringy, dramatic type of content, huh?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, in real life, I don't think it goes that far with people. I think it's a lot easier with social media and being online to really like give it to you harshly and like twist your words and it's just vile. It really is vile. Because honestly, these people don't know us.
Right.
They've never met us. They've never seen us together. So their opinions are really irrelevant. Now, the ones I take to heart are the people that know us, family, friends, you know, so forth.
Absolutely.
But we don't take any of this online bashing seriously.
No, we don't. And
it doesn't bother us.
Right. But it's real easy for people to create a YouTube channel or to create a Reddit thread or, you know, any other aspect of social media, Facebook, LinkedIn, etc. It's really easy for people to create profiles or create YouTube channels and just talk shit about you. But if these same people were to be around us in person, in the real world, outside of social media, I do not think they would behave anywhere nearly this way. What are your thoughts about that, sweetheart?
Oh, yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like they're hiding. They're hiding behind the keyboard with their comments. They don't have the actual balls to literally call somebody out. Mm-hmm. They're doing it behind the computer because they don't want to confront you. They don't want, you know, to actually face you and, you know, figure out that you're wrong and you're looking like an asshole, you know? I mean, it's just, it can be trying on relationships, absolutely. But the strong, healthy relationships will get through this and persevere and actually come out on the better end.
Absolutely, absolutely. Now we have two segments to this show, 1 hour each. After the first hour, I'm sure my lady's gonna need to use the restroom.
Oh yeah, I'm drinking my water today too. So yeah,
my lady has a bladder like Niagara Falls, and that's okay. Some people have that.
It's tiny.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And we don't like to edit these shows, so we just want to keep it raw and real.
Life.
So while she takes her break, I mention other things, and then she comes back. We continue into the next segment. But so here's how the show is going to go today. We've got 5 segments. We're going to tackle some topics, regarding why relationships work, and how you can overcome certain aspects of others trying to intervene into your personal life, especially from the social media perspective. Because like you said, baby, today, everyone's on social media. Everyone feels like, they have the right to say what they want to say. And to a certain extent, they do. Here in the U.S., we have the First Amendment, freedom of speech, and they do have the right to respond to a certain extent. But, there are boundaries, and I'm beginning to really actually embrace. I'm really beginning, not only appreciate, I'm beginning to really embrace that word boundaries that you've talked about in the past. The only reason why I didn't like it in the past is because one of your family members was trying to weaponize that word, on you, and it broke my heart. But anyway, we're beyond that.
Oh God, so far.
Yeah, we are beyond. I was just saying, like,
well, yeah, because that's what used to happen. It's not happening now.
Not happening now.
Ha
ha. But yeah, so we have 5 segments, and then we're gonna get into 2 very interesting Reddit postings regarding, ladies in happy relationships, are going to share about their partner and why their relationship works. And then we're going to flip it on the male end to the men of Reddit, those that are in a happy relationship with their partner. Was it an easy process, or was it not as easy? We're going to get into that during the second part of the show. But first, baby, real quick, how's the past week gone? Let's update everyone on the past week. It's been another interesting, crazy, long week with lots going on.
Yeah, honestly, like, it just seems every week it's
another week.
Well, another week, and rinse, wash, repeat.
Lather, rinse, repeat, right?
Yeah. Did I say that wrong?
You said rinse, wash, repeat. You forgot the lather. I just threw in the word where you put the soap on and you lather.
Yeah, you lather. I understand.
Rinse, repeat. Lather, rinse, repeat. Yada, yada, yada. Right? Go ahead. It's okay. Go ahead.
Yeah. Sorry, guys.
And no. It's okay.
But
it's
that's
all
how
good. It's obviously been a long week, baby.
Well,
yeah.
But that's how it seemed this week, is that every day we woke up to the same thing and had to go through a process all day long and just repeat it every day for
lather,
nonsense.
Rinse, repeat.
Huh?
Lather, rinse, repeat.
Yeah.
Again. Right.
Yeah. But we did have a wonderful date night on Friday night.
Oh, yeah. We went out to dinner on Friday, huh? Tell them all out there, baby, so they don't think I'm some kind of
God, no.
Loser or something, right?
I'm
a loser.
Yeah, we had an appointment late on Friday. And so we decided to take advantage of being out, and, we decided to go to a nice dinner, and we picked one of the places that we really like. And, we just, Eli had his standard burger and I had a steak, and we really enjoyed it. And, came home, had a nice night, watched some programs, which, guys, that's what I've been doing this week. I've seen some incredible shows and movies that, really take my mind off of things.
Absolutely.
A good escape, but also great plot lines and just very interesting. A lot of them were.
So, baby, it would be fair to say that I can't be compared to that song, I believe it was in the 90s, by the group called Beck. I'm a loser, baby, so why don't you kill me? Remember that song?
Yeah, but I don't even know why you'd bring that up.
Because you said that we actually went out to dinner on Friday. We did something that couples do, and I've been I don't want to use the word accused because that word is pretty strong, but it's been said that I don't like to do a lot of things. I like to stay home a lot and don't like to do a lot of things in relationships, and I do. There are reasons why it hasn't happened as much, but in spite of what's been going on and how time consuming it's been, I wanted to take you out to dinner and spend some time with you and just let you know that everything is in progress. It'll all be taken care of, and things will be back to normal at some point. And my apologies to you or anyone else that's been affected by things that have been extremely consuming me lately.
Well, that's the thing is I love you deeply. And
truly, madly, deeply? Was that Savage Garden?
I can't remember off the top of my head right now. But please stop interrupting me because I lose my train of thought. What was I saying?
You said you love me deeply, and I referenced the song that makes sense according to your statement.
Yes, okay. Because I was trying to figure out the freaking band, and I lost train of thought. Okay, yeah. So difference is I love you deeply. We fell in love before, I even got to know what was going on with YouTube. So we had already established a relationship before I got involved with YouTube and his business. And I saw what was out there, but I love him and I want to be a part of his purpose and what he believes in. So I support him every day. I love him. I can't honestly say that enough, how much I love him. He has supported me. He, in the beginning, he was angry at people in my family. That's, we can't deny that. We've all seen it. He was pretty upset with how I was being treated. That was unfair for him to do, which did cause a little tension, I would say, in the beginning with that. But with communication and understanding why he felt that way, and he understood why I felt my way.
Yeah.
And that's the only way we've been able to work through this and make it more positive in our life,
Absolutely.
And, so that's kind of what I want to say is every day our love grows deeper because I'm right here with him. I see the struggles. I see the happiness. I see it all. And I'm just, I'm in love with everything about him. Even the annoying things.
You gotta love the annoyances between each other and a couple, or it's just not gonna fucking work. It's just not.
It's not. Yeah. I mean, his OCD completely drives me nuts sometimes.
I do have OCD. I do have severe obsessive compulsive disorder. I ain't gonna lie to kick it, baby. Okay.
Oh no.
I mean, I have obsessive compulsive disorder, and I think it benefits me in most cases. In other cases, it can be a little bit of an annoyance to others, including you in our relationship. But I mean well. Come on, baby.
It was funny. I thought it was so cute at first. You would get in and park your car and just make sure you'd walk around, make sure it was okay, parked there.
Parked perfectly.
Then you'd make sure it's locked.
Dings on the doors and pulled all the way in so nobody, hits me pulling out on the other side. And these parking lots nowadays are so tight with these big cars. It's just hard to get in and out, babe.
Yeah, but if the parking lot is pretty cleared and empty, like the other night going for my appointment,
no problem.
Then he just pulls in, no problem.
Pulls in, no problem. There's nothing to worry about.
But when there's two cars there, people don't always park right in the middle of the stall. Some are to the right or over to the left. So you really got to like put it in there.
Yeah.
So you have room on each side
to get out. So you prevent door dings on both ends.
Or
Their
even
cars and
just-
our cars.
or even just the squeezing out of the car.
Squeezing out of the car so you don't hit the other car, right?
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
yeah. And so I thought it was cute at first, and him checking, like he'd lock it, and then he'd look in there
then it
to
started
make
to
sure
annoy the
all the
shit out of you.
lights turn off.
And then it started to annoy the shit out of you.
Yeah, and then I'm
yeah.
like, okay,
Yeah.
I'm over this.
Yeah, she's over it.
You know, but it's okay. I've learned to live with it, and you know, at times it's cute, and at times it's annoying. You know, but that's life. That's love. That's, you know, and I have to let him do that with, you know, I have to respect the OCD because I can't change that. I have to just respect that's a part of the man I fell in love with.
Absolutely. I accept every part of you real quick, baby. I'll be your dream. I'll be your wish. I'll be your fantasy. I'll be your hope. I'll be your love. Be everything that you need. I love you more with every breath. Truly, madly, deeply do.
Love you too.
Love you.
You know what, actually, I was just going to say, actually, that singing wasn't so bad.
I want to stand
Okay.
with you on a mountain.
Don't hit a high note.
I want to bathe with you in the sea.
Okay, that's enough. I
I
want to talk.
want to lay like this forever, baby. You know what? Until the sky falls down on me. Okay, I'm done.
Wow.
I gotta tell you, this Shure SM7B is a great vocal mic too, baby. This will hit my highs and my lows perfectly, baby.
Yeah,
with
but
my shitty ass voice.
I don't want you to go high ever because you literally could break glass.
Oh. Anyway, we got to roll through this, baby. We got so much to go over.
Yeah,
and we want to keep this in a 2-hour time frame here. Okay, so let's get into the first segment, which is called Truth versus Lies. And I have some questions for you here, baby. I took some notes. I have some questions for you here. And I want to ask you, can relationships survive without truth? And what happens when lies creep in?
So first, no relationship can work without truth. You need to be honest, truthful with your partner.
So wait, before we go on, you're saying that we need to just throw down a lot of truth bombs.
Truth bomb.
That was a perfect segue into the truth bomb. I'm the originator of the fucking truth bomb.
Yes,
Any
you
other
are.
people that have replicated it are imitations of the original. Go ahead.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
That laughs at it all.
But truth. But having honesty and communication, that is actually the foundation
Of a
relationship.
Absolutely.
So, but then on the flip side, when you're saying there's lies involved.
When lies creep in, what happens?
Well, it's hard to keep up with your lies at, you know.
You got to keep your lies straight and make them sound real, and eventually.
And then continue to remember the lie you told and stick to it.
Right. And then build off that lie on top of another lie, on top of another lie, on top of another lie, right?
Yeah. And then it's like, then they're caught in that lie.
You get caught in the lie.
And that's where toxicity comes from, resentment, just a lot of, you know, feels. So that could become a very violent situation or just a very sour situation when couples like dig at each other all day long, every day. You know, sometimes we do it on the show for a little bit of banter.
Uh-huh.
But when you're like being nagged at or lied to, or you even feel like your spouse or partner is lying to you, you get that feeling that also is self-destructive because your spouse could not be lying to you, but you're in your head so much that then you start resenting that person. And that's where the love, the trust breaks down.
let's move on because there's so much to cover, and we're not going to, if we go into extreme deep detail and everything, we're not going to get through everything, and there's going to be plenty for you to respond because these questions are for you. And I'll agree or disagree, and I'll chime in, but I love your perspective because I can learn from you on how I can be a better relationship partner, be a better man. There's nothing wrong with talking about this and learning from each other as a couple and then sharing it with people so they can learn from us as well and what we've been through, our mistakes and how we, overturn them. But let me ask you, baby, isn't it wild how some people spend more energy covering lies than building something real?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, they do. It's like because lying is hard work. That's why in the beginning, if you're online dating, do not put a picture of you from 15 years ago. Be honest of what you look like now.
And don't send any nudes to anyone.
Oh my God, don't.
That's just dumb.
Because they don't go away.
Right. Those can be used against you at some point.
For the rest of your life.
I have never, ever, honest to God, may lightning strike me dead. I don't send that stuff out.
No. Same. I don't remember ever doing that. So I don't think it's something that should be done first off, even without the, thought that it could be out there forever. It's just, tacky. It's not worth it. It just makes you look worse, I think.
Absolutely.
It makes you look thirsty.
Absolutely.
Thirsty.
Well, let me ask you this, baby. Do you think liars always get found out even if it takes years?
Yes.
It's a long time?
Yes.
All right. What are your thoughts?
Because if you start with a lie to your spouse or partner, then you have to continue that lie outside to family and friends.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And that's when it gets hard because then you have to remember what you told to everybody.
Every single person that you've told that lie to is a part of the lie.
Keeping up with that is going to exhaust the fuck out of you.
Absolutely.
And, it's going to become
brain overload.
Yeah.
Brain overload, baby.
Yeah. And you're just going to, crack.
Well, let me ask you this, babe. Why do you think some people are louder about their lies than others are about the truth?
I think it's because they really are trying to convince somebody of their lies, so they project it more.
So it's a projection of their insecurities, you're saying?
Yeah. They came up with this lie. And now that's just a projection out to everybody.
Right.
And
so they want these people, the people that behave in this way, want people to see them in a different light than they actually are.
It's almost like being a martyr. So if everything is quote unquote going wrong in your life, you're going to be very vocal and just be like, why is this happening to me? So
playing the role of the victim
when it didn't really happen to you. That's where it comes from.
Playing the role of the victim instead of accepting responsibility for your actions or how you are and doing things to try to correct them in a better way.
Yes. Yeah, okay. That was my point. Exactly.
Well, I'm just helping you. We're bantering. This is good. This is what the podcast is about.
Yeah, I wouldn't call it that bantering. I would just say that you played off my words. Yeah, you played off what I was saying and continued the thought.
Yeah, not even play off. I mean, this is real. This is a real-time conversation. We have some questions we've written down, but these are the answers, and this is how we feel.
And honestly, I didn't know what he was going to ask me, so I had no
I do that on purpose.
I know.
You know why I do it on purpose?
Because you get the real,
I get the real, genuine response. It's not, I prepare you as much as possible for the shows.
Oh, yeah, I know what the show's going to be about.
I don't want her to sound like a fucking script.
No, and I don't want to sit out there while he's preparing and start thinking about what I'm going to say, because that's not real. That's a script, and that's not my life. That's not who I am.
Yeah. Well, you know what, babe? Let's segue into segment 2, which is accountability versus deflection. Perfect segue, huh? And let me ask you, baby, what's the difference between accountability and blame or deflection?
Well,
That's a loaded question.
well, I mean, it speaks for itself.
I'm known for loaded questions, huh?
Yes.
Okay, so, go ahead.
But it speaks for itself, right? Doesn't it?
Absolutely.
So there's not much of a response. That statement right there says it itself.
So there is no accountability
No.
in blame or deflection. It's just somebody or anybody, not wanting to accept responsibility for their action or a string of actions. And they blame others or deflect as their way to cope and to make it appear like, hey, they've done nothing wrong. Everyone makes mistakes. I make mistakes all the time. So do you.
Well,
and we admit them, address them, address them, correct them, and move on, right?
Well, this is a good example of something not in a relationship so much, but let's say you get severely sick from alcohol. I'm using this as an example of myself. What if you get so bad that you're basically on your deathbed? You don't take any accountability for that. You blame the bartender that kept serving you. You blamed the spouse that kept having house parties or barbecues.
Mm-hmm.
You never took accountability for the fact that you picked up the drink.
The problem is yours and no one else's.
No one else. You did it to yourself.
You're the one that's making the choice.
Yeah.
Right? Even if you allow other people to influence you to do something, that is still your fault and not theirs. Now, for example, if somebody says, I want you to go murder someone and you do the murder, you're going to be the one on the hook. Now, the person that told you to do it, if you can prove that, they're going to be an accessory and they will probably get a similar sentence.
Well, that's extreme.
Maybe the person that did it will get the death penalty. The other person that, was the accessory will get life in prison. Or possibly even death penalty. It's extreme, but it does make sense.
I was thinking of the friend that was like, hey, try this, and it's meth. And your friend's looking at you with like, do it. I dare you to. And you start, and then you're hooked for life, and you have no life left. You blame the first person that gave it to you. And that's the wrong thing. You need to take accountability for the fact that you fucking put it on a spoon and you lit it up and took it. I mean, it's ridiculous. And that is also like in school. People will be like, well, I didn't do well because my teachers sucked, but it's clear that everybody else in the class passed. You're the only fuck up, So, I mean, it could be for any accountability.
Right. Now, baby, some folks don't fix problems. They file them, meaning that they file them away in their head, in my opinion, so they can later use blame or deflection tactics to further corroborate their shitty actions or behavior instead of owning it and correcting it. What are your thoughts about people that file problems away?
Well, that's the whole point of having therapy, is because people do box it up and they put it back in storage in their head. And the thing is that,
so you're saying your head is like a file cabinet,
like a
filing cabinet, huh?
Yeah. Well, you use the file back reference, so that's why I'm saying, like imagine your brain as being a file cabinet, and you basically just take that problem and put it all the way in the back of that file cabinet.
Right.
And that way,
then you pull it out when you need it to try to.
Yeah, you pull out the card of that and you use it to manipulate the person in that situation.
Blame, shame, other
total
people. Gaslight, deflect. Right. Amen. Now, let me ask you this, babe. What happens to trust when someone never owns their mistakes?
You lose the trust in other people.
And without trust?
You don't have a relationship.
You have nothing.
Yeah, that happens in families too. Families that are continuously trying to help all the way to the point of an intervention. Mm-hmm. And then they don't do anything about it. They don't go to rehab and they're trying to save this person so many times. And then they don't take that help.
Right.
And then sometimes people are like, you know what? I can only do fucking so much.
Right.
That now they're on their own. They just give up trying to help.
Well, let me ask you this, because we were talking about the file cabinet, right? Why do some people prefer filing excuses instead of just apologizing?
Because people don't like to be wrong. People don't. They don't want to admit their faults. So if something happened, it's their fault. They're going to file that away. Now, they might have to pull that card out and use it, but that's all circumstance. But yeah, you file it away for use, to use it when you need it, but also to forget like that you were responsible for the behavior, to forget actually what happened in the situation. Now you're just putting your version of the situation back there, and you get stuck on that. You get stuck on the fact that that's your thought and you're right and everybody else is wrong.
So what you're saying is some people will take events and certain things, file them away for a rainy day when they need to try to corroborate their mistakes instead of owning them. So they have a file they can weaponize, is what you're saying. Okay.
Yeah. To justify their behavior.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
The next one.
Okay. Oh. Segment 3, support versus smear. Let me ask you, babe, why is support essential in a relationship, and what happens when it turns into smearing? That's a great loaded question again.
Yeah. Well, I think that every couple, like, they're going to have their pet peeves, that things that irritate them about their partner. But like I said earlier, that are not that big of a deal. But sometimes it's, it's not a big deal. It's not a big deal. You just learn to deal with it. And then one day you're like, I'm done. I'm done with this. And, where was I going?
I don't know, babe. I can't. I
know. I'm talking to myself.
So what happens when it turns into smearing?
Smearing.
When supposed support turns into smearing.
Yeah, that's when it's like, that's the smearing. It's like, then you just start talking about all the bad qualities of your relationship,
of the other person, to weaponize it against them.
Yeah, and then you don't take any accountability for your own part in the relationship.
Your hand's getting better. I'm so proud.
Oh
of you.
yeah, look, guys,
that she's getting there. Everything. The surgery's been great. We'll update people on your medical stuff next week. Now, let me ask you, babe. Some people think tearing down others is the same as lifting themselves up. Doesn't work, does it?
No, because if you're sitting there, let's say you have a better career or higher paying job than your partner, especially a woman, that comes, with you start to really emasculate your partner.
Emasculate?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so, that causes a lot of problems when one part of the couple uses their success against their partner. Right. I used to feel like when I was married, we were equal in our income. But then obviously the next relationship I had, he didn't work regularly. There were times he didn't work for 6 months and then he'd go back for 3, I was the primary person bringing in money. And so, it got frustrating for me that I had to pay literally for everything in this relationship. And that's not fair. We weren't even married. If we were married, that'd be one thing, because as a team, sometimes when somebody's down, the other person needs to, to step up.
Yeah. But, baby, here's the thing. In any day and age, we're in a modern world where women are liberated and they have equal rights, and they have the same opportunities as men have always had. If a woman is out earning a man, and let's say the man is not working and the woman has a great career, making lots of money to support everyone, that's going to make any man feel really, really shitty, because men are defined by their purpose. A man's purpose has never been to be the homemaker and take care of the kids. Now, there's nothing wrong with doing your part in that.
Yeah,
but it has never been a masculine thing to be the homemaker. Now, there are masculine homemakers nowadays.
Well, I think it's becoming more acceptable because, women are moving up there and they are starting to make more money.
True.
And sometimes you just think a lot of times these men these days can work from home. And so they will stay home and they will take care of the children. And, they might have somebody in there babysitting while he's working, but at least, they are contributing to the income and saving money on childcare.
Well, babe, it has become, more widely accepted, but that still doesn't speak for how that man feels emotionally deep within being the homemaker. Because any normal, reasonable man is going to want to have a purpose. And part of that purpose is how he makes his money, how he provides and protects for his family. And if a man is not protecting and providing, that is going to affect him and his masculinity. It's going to affect him emotionally in any era. No disrespect to ladies. I understand what you're saying.
No, I actually think it is a good thing because a lot of times the husband or father is working long hours and a lot of kids are not really close, don't develop that strong relationship with dad, and they have stronger relations with mom. But I think now it's good that dads are home more and to have relationships with their children, like getting into sports or music or drama, whatever the kid is into.
Right.
Now you're there and you're developing, memories. And a lot of kids don't have that now. So I really embrace the fact. And, with today's time, even the women that are working can be there for their kids. We have progressed a lot in this world to accommodate both men and women working.
And I think why you and I work, part of it is because we both believe in progression. We want the world to move forward. We want men and women to have equal rights and equal opportunities. And there are people, we don't have to get into it that deep, but there are a lot of people here in the U.S. that are not into progression. They want things to go back to the days of, Ward and June Cleaver from Leave It to Beaver. And we're far beyond that. But let me ask you this, babe. Can a relationship survive if one side is always tearing the other down? Just a few quick responses here.
No.
Okay.
Oh, if you're constantly being beat up, why are you going to stay?
Right. And do you think people who smear others actually believe their own stories? I mean, that's a $1 billion. Let me read that one more time. Do you think people who smear others actually believe their own stories?
I think they lie to themselves enough to believe their stories.
Because they want to continue putting on whatever facade they've been putting on.
Yeah.
Because that's what they're known for. Right? Instead of accepting responsibility of their underlying past actions, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This goes back to even school age bullies.
Right.
I'm just saying it doesn't just happen in relationships and stuff like that, or people online or people at work or whatever. Absolutely. They could start right back down in, grade school. That bully in 5th grade that just taunts you.
Yeah, I won't go in too far into it, which is what I won't go too far into it, which is what I'm trying to say. But I was bullied in grammar school and even partially in high school. And we did a podcast weeks ago where Dawn interviewed me. I shared a lot about that. You can go back. Can't remember the exact episode number. It was where Dawn interviews me and flipped the script on me. We're probably going to do a part 2 on that at some point. But let's continue on to segment 4, baby. Growth versus obsession. Ooh.
Okay.
And let me ask you, how does growth keep love alive? And what happens when people get stuck in the past?
A big thing there is support. If your spouse or partner is doing well, you should support them. And if they're not, you still support them and encourage.
Mm-hmm.
That's a big thing, is encouragement. If your partner is in a rut, instead of just acting better than them because you are a little more successful in your business or whatever, beating them up at that time, what does that get you? Honestly, what does it do for somebody to beat somebody else's like mental,
sounding board or punching bag? Punching bag, right?
Punching bag.
Punching bag is perfect.
That's great. Yeah, that's really good.
So if someone's whole personality is revenge, babe, can that ever be love?
No.
How come?
Because love and revenge are like oxymorons or something.
That's a great way to oxymorons. That's a great way to put it. And, even though a lot of people say love is conditional, and to a certain extent, I believe that. But for the most part, I feel for love to work, it has to be primarily unconditional. There are always going to be some conditions. I don't think anything in life is ever 100% unconditional. But if it's not primarily unconditional, then it's not real, right? What do you think?
Yeah, unconditional love. I don't know if adults can have that. I believe adults put more conditions on what they want.
Well, there's a difference between expectations and conditions.
Yes.
Right? So
what I'm saying is, a mother, myself, I'm speaking for myself.
Okay.
For my children, it's unconditional love. I don't care what they do in life to hurt me. I'm going to love them anyways. And, in relationships, there's only so many things that you will let slide.
Mm-hmm.
There are conditions, So I don't believe anybody other than a parent and child have unconditional love. That's my opinion.
That's great. I understand. I agree. Yeah. Let me ask you, what's the danger of holding on to grudges for too long? That's a great question too.
Yeah.
Your head gets consumed with too many files in it, and then you run out of space.
More so.
And then you blow up like Mount St. Helens because there's no more room to file things in your head anymore.
I think like grudges, I don't know. That's a weird word to say, because I'm trying to think of like the situation that was going on with my daughter. I don't think she held a grudge against me. I think she was hurt. And that's what I'm getting back from her more than holding a grudge for any sort of behavior.
Well, yes, but because you brought it up, just for context, right? If somebody feels hurt, yet they're not willing to specifically convey what's hurt them, how can you resolve it? It's not fair for anyone to say, you hurt me, and I'm just going to avoid you. Well, how did I hurt you?
That's not fair.
So how did I hurt you? So I can work on not doing that and apologize. Like, you can't sit there and blame someone of something and then pull away without telling them what is the actual issue. Like, that to me, that to me is an issue within that person they need to work through. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. That's why I wasn't interrupting and just listening. Yeah, you're absolutely right with that. Like, I don't have any more to say.
That would be like me saying, what, baby? I'm mad at you. I'm not going to talk to you for a week.
Yeah.
I'm going to go sleep in a different bedroom.
Yeah.
And then you're all on your own and walk away. And you're going to be like, why? And then I'm just going to be like, I don't want to talk about it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm not going to talk to you, and I don't want to talk about why I'm not talking to you.
Right. So when Dawn and I, have a disagreement on something, I say, babe, can we talk? Okay, here's...
And sometimes I'm like, I'm not ready to talk yet. And I need to still sit there and, kind of like take everything in before I respond, because, I'm really working on that. That's something I didn't do before. I would immediately be defensive and like attack.
You understand that there's two parts of the relationship and we both have feelings. And here's the thing. Let's say I'm feeling like I'm about to explode if I don't get it out, right? And you say you're not ready to talk. I'll say, Dave, listen, I understand you're not ready to talk, but I really need to communicate with this. I really need to communicate this with you now, or my mental health is going to struggle and I don't want it to affect me further and cause me to do things that I don't want to do.
Yeah.
So explaining it that way, okay, babe, let's sit down and talk 5-10 minutes, right? And then talk to your partner and let them know. Like if you say, okay, I'm mad at you, fuck you, I'm going to go sleep in a different bedroom and I'm not going to talk to you for a week, and not even give them the reason, give me a fucking break.
Well, yeah. And
right?
you know what? I think like, okay, fine. You're mad at somebody. You don't want to talk to them for a certain reason or for a certain time period. I think it's reasonable for as long as 24 hours to like really marinate on what happened before you should respond.
I love marinating. Baby, that sounds good. I want some dinner. I
know.
I want you to marinate some good shit for me to eat.
Well, that can happen.
We'll talk about it another time. But go ahead, because we got to move forward here. Go ahead.
Yeah, you got to marinate on what's going on. Really think about it, and then move forward. You can't just react. You have to think and be like, okay, I got to stop before I make the situation worse. You got to think about your response. You got to say, you know what? Give me 30 minutes. Let me compose and get some thoughts, and then I'll sit down with you.
Absolutely.
And if you communicate to the person that is just having that situation where they need to talk, if you communicate like that and just be like, I want to help you, but I need to get in the mindset to do that. That's communicating, and that's respectful to each person. I'm saying I'm willing to listen to you. Just give me a couple minutes to get there.
Absolutely. Let me ask you, babe, why do you think some people can't move forward and get stuck in revenge mode? That's a great, baby. You have to know by now that I ask the trillion-dollar questions now. We're beyond billions and millions. We're into the trillions now, baby. Tell me that's a damn good question.
Say it one more time.
Pat me on the back. And then,
I will
pat me on the back.
Pat you on the back.
Thank you.
But because it's such a good question, I want you to read it again.
Why do you think some people can't move forward and get stuck in revenge mode?
Okay. I'm a big therapy buff. So I believe in order to move on and to release the anger and resentment, you need to speak it out with a neutral party, and then they need to let you know how you can improve that behavior. And that's something my therapist has told me, stop, listen, react, and, resolve. That was a word she used. And then resolve.
Wow, that's great.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And she's been
listen, react, resolve. Okay.
Yes. And I've been working on that, and I think that's helped our situation, our relationship, especially in this stressful time that we're going through with the business,
Absolutely. Okay, so the final segment here, segment 5, love versus control. Oh, look at Dawn's face. Please feel free, if you're watching this on YouTube, to analyze Dawn's face, because she loves it when people analyze her face. And I also love it when people analyze mine. Okay, so my question for you, babe, is why does control kill relationships, and why is freedom so essential in a relationship?
Okay. Control.
Don't make me sing some Janet Jackson now, baby.
Don't.
I'm not going to sing Janet Jackson. Go ahead.
Control.
Oh, I love you.
Okay. Control.
Love, exciting, and
Okay,
new.
that's enough.
Come aboard, we're expecting you. The Love Boat. Soon we'll be making another run. You know what, baby? The Love Boat promises something for everyone. Set a course for adventure, your eyes on a new romance. Didn't they?
Is this like karaoke podcast?
Weren't they supposed to bring back a newer version of the Love Boat?
Yeah, it's on. Well, it's not called the Love Boat, but they have the Dr. Odyssey, which is just like.
How come we're not watching that? Is it
Bitch, I am.
the Love Boat? How come we're not watching that together?
The Love Boat. It's Dr. Odyssey.
Okay.
Which is kind of like, it's like the Love Boat with a lot more action and.
Oh, it's more about drama and violence instead of just.
Well, no, it's more like they experience emergencies that they've got to get through, like tsunamis, like or bad weather.
Oh, yeah, I've seen an episode of that with you. It's nothing like the original Love Boat was.
No, it's not.
No.
It's a modern day version of the Love Boat with real live action.
Remember Isaac the bartender? He used to go he used to go like this at the beginning of the
in the intro.
If you're listening to this on the audio only, you're not going to be able to see it. Click the link below to watch the video version and wherever you're getting this audio only. I'll share more about that when Don takes a break in a few years. But yeah, so anything else, you want to talk about? Why does control kill relationships and why is freedom so essential?
Well, control, like that can get very, it all depends on your view on control.
Oh, I think it also depends on your mental and emotional state. Some people that
are, of course,
some people that are. I know you don't like me saying this, but I don't know how else to say it. Some people that are mentally ill are more prone to be controlling because they can't control that. It's out of their mental control, right?
They use and manipulate people with their mental health,
which is usually leading to gas. That's where gaslighting typically stems from, right? That's why they gaslight.
That's the blame game.
People like that typically will gaslight the shit out of everyone and everything to get through life.
Yes. Huh? Yeah. It's a blame game.
The blame game.
Absolutely.
It's called blame shifting.
Yeah.
Instead of accepting the responsibility for their actions, right? Go ahead.
Yeah. And there's some extensive control going on out there where, men or women are checking their spouse's phone. Mm-hmm. They're putting them on like limits on when they could be out. There are some relationships that are like that. And I don't see how the other person can even breathe. They're suffocated by the control of everything that other person is controlling them with.
Right.
Controlling them with their freedom to leave the house, controlling them with, what they're going to eat, how often they're going to eat, controlling with whether or not they need stability help, or just like being so adamant about something that the spouse needs and just taking over their life, like, and that causes imprisonment.
Imprisonment, absolutely. High five to that. Let me ask you.
Didn't know I was this smart.
Baby, you're very smart. Let me ask you this. If someone has to weaponize lies or manipulation just to hold on, haven't they already lost? Do you want me to repeat that again? If someone has to weaponize or manipulation, if someone has to weaponize lies or manipulation just to hold on, haven't they already lost?
Yes.
And why?
They lost themselves.
They've lost themselves.
Mm-hmm. They've lost who they were, what they were about, and what they want to be.
So you're saying they're severely struggling with clarity, these types of people?
Yeah. Yeah. They don't know how to act. They're very almost like an introverted person. They don't know how to properly act in the public setting.
Yeah.
We know people like that.
We live in a civilized society.
Yeah.
And some people just don't know how to behave in a normal, civilized society. And we're going to probably end up doing another show specifically on that. There's just so many topics we can discuss. But anything else, or I have
Nope.
just a couple more questions here. Okay. So, babe, why does trying to control someone always backfire in the end? I don't have to repeat that.
No, I mean, it just, because that other person that's being controlled is just going to hit a wall and just be like, fuck you, I'm out. I'm not going to deal with this control anymore.
Do you think eventually people in that situation that we're describing here will just flip the fuck out?
Yes.
And then that's hitting rock bottom. And maybe that's the rock bottom that they need to finally realize, hey, there needs to be some major change here. I need to reform a bunch of things within myself and, accept responsibility and then just start to turn things around for the better.
And that didn't happen to me until the cluster set of seizures I had. But then I realized I had to stop drinking because it would have killed me. Not my liver, not my kidneys, but the seizures would have killed me.
Yeah.
And I had to take responsibility for what I had done to my body. I accepted responsibility. I put every drink in my mouth. And then I realized I needed to stop and take accountability and right my wrongs with the people that I've hurt from that.
Oh my gosh. I just realized that next week, I believe, is the 1 year anniversary of that event you just mentioned. What was it? September
25th.
25th.
It's this week. Yep. This week will be 1 year sober.
I think that's what we're going to talk about next week. I'm so proud of you. You sharing that story, it puts me back, in that day.
Yeah.
I we'll save that for next week.
Yeah.
Let's save that for next week. Respectfully, I'm trying to get better because you know me, I can talk.
Yeah.
So, but one more question here. If someone uses lies, manipulation, or even tricks, like certain tricks to hold us on, to hold on, is that really love? Like, let me repeat that again. If someone uses lies, manipulation, or even certain types of tricks, any type of tricks, to bypass having to deal with things, is that really love?
No.
Okay. I guess.
Well, I think I've covered everything that love is, so I can just answer that with a no.
Yeah.
Or yes, whatever I said, whatever the question.
No, absolutely. And that was great. And to close up this first half, before you got to go use.
Yes, I do.
So before we do that, just to recap briefly: truth, accountability, support, growth, freedom. Without those, all you've got is noise. The truth always wins. The truth shall prevail. What are your final thoughts before?
Oh, that is such a profound statement.
Very profound, huh?
Yeah, I mean, we all go back to being truthful with ourselves. That's what you have to do, is stop lying to yourself, because then you'll stop lying to everybody else.
Absolutely. Okay, anything else, baby, before we take the break?
No, I think it'd be great to get into the Reddits right now, or is that what we're doing?
Yeah, so what we're going to do is I'm going to turn up the camera on the YouTube side of things, and then you're going to go take your quick restroom break, and I'll let the folks know some other things. So the camera is off. Go ahead, baby. As Dawn goes to take her break. If you're not on the YouTube side of things, click the link wherever you're watching this audio only, and you'll see on the screen right now. This is a great background with the acronym LAW, LAW. This is, in my opinion, in our opinion, Dawn's and mine, what love is. Love always wins, right? This is a great acronym for a great relationship. Now, so if you're listening to us audio only through the audio only podcast network, we're on Apple, we're on Spotify, we're on Amazon Music, we're on my lady's favorite iHeartRadio, we're on Amazon's Audible. Amazon has two different ways, Amazon Music and Amazon Audible. They both push out podcasts. And also, we're on YouTube Music as well as YouTube. I believe on YouTube Music is only the audio only version. On YouTube, we have the full audio and video. So if you're watching us, if you're listening to us on the audio only, network, if you go in the description section of wherever you're listening to this audio only, you'll see the link to that particular episodes, including this one's link to the video version of the podcast. Same exact audio with just video. We actually extract the audio from the video for the podcast. So, same thing, but with video. Click that link. That'll take you to our main channel on YouTube, which is GNA, Genuine Personal Development. GNA is short for Genuine Networking Association. It's the organization I founded a while back. It's also now back to being re-registered as a registered trademark. You can see that at the top right of the screen. At the top left of the screen if you're watching us on YouTube, the R at the bottom of our star logo. When you go to that main channel, please subscribe there, bang the bell, select the notification so you don't miss anything. You can also go below in that description of that video podcast, and a couple lines down, you'll see the link to our secondary YouTube channel, GNA2, Genuine Live Personal Development, where I do live streams almost daily, if not daily. I do Walking with Purpose streams. Sometimes I go live from the studio, which if you're watching us, watching the podcast on YouTube, my studio streams are similar as this podcast is, sometimes with or without Dawn, but they're actually done live. Basically, these podcasts are done live on tape, meaning, we record them as if it would have been broadcasted live, but we put it out pre-recorded, so that's what that is. So make sure that you go and click on the link to go to the secondary channel, GNA2, Genuine Live Personal Development. Subscribe over there, bang the bell, select all notifications so that way you won't miss anything over there. Dawn is moving along regarding her recovery process of her clavicle that was broken last year. And we're going to go see her doctor, I believe, this coming week. And let me know when you're ready to come back on camera.
I'm good.
Are you good to come back on camera?
I'm ready.
Okay. Let me make sure we're good.
Just gotta fix this with the microphone.
All right, so we're back on camera. So we're gonna be going to see your primary, I believe, this coming week. And once you get cleared, you may be able to start doing some walks with me again.
Well, yeah, no, they've
live
already
Walking with Purpose streams.
They've already cleared me for those as of this point because of my shoulder. But literally, this exam is going to be an update with my primary, with all of the things that I've had done to update her on how I feel about everything, what I need more from her.
It's also to further assess where you're, your
cognitive
regarding your seizure disorder, and all that.
And honestly, the only thing, not that I'm going to do it right away, is actually just release me on my for my license, driver's license. Whether she does that or not, that doesn't mean I'm actually going to go out and drive right away. I might drive with Eli. He'll have me drive and we'll go around town.
Yeah.
But it has literally been like 3 years since, once I moved in here, I didn't have to drive anywhere, so I wasn't driving.
Do you know what we should do? And we can't. When I got my license, I was one of the last people that was able to get driver training through one of the local public schools. And they had these older, full-size sedans where the instructor on the right had their own brake. Right? So I think we can install like a brake on the right side in case something happens to you while we're driving. I can actually stop the car before we get into an accident.
That's what an e-brake's for.
Well, the e-brake, but this brake on the right side
is like a brake on the
like
car.
An actual brake on the car, which would actually work a lot better. The e-brake will help.
Well, yeah, I think that they've had that. Like my instructor actually on the driving test through the DMV had his own.
Yes, the DMV does. I believe the DMV vehicles that you go and you take your. Actually, no, you go and you take the test on your own car. Sorry.
That's true.
Yeah, you don't know. It's been so long, I forgot. You take the test in your own car.
Yeah.
It's not the DMV is not going to have you use their vehicles. No, it's the public school system that used to, give free driver training.
When they do, you see the cars that say student driver.
Yeah.
That's a personal, like private, driver, like
you need that certificate
training
in order
service.
to be able to apply for your driver's test. You need the driver training certificate.
Yeah.
Now, I believe it's all gone private and everyone has to pay. I don't think the public school is funded. Maybe some do, but I don't think most do that anymore. Somebody correct me in the comment section wherever you're watching this at.
Well, I think it would be great. I mean, I think it's essential in high school to have driver's training.
Yeah, but with budget cuts and all that, and with how Trump feels about the Department of Education overall, federally, I'm sure a lot of that stuff, I'm sure it was cut out a long time ago. But anyway, let's go ahead and get into these two Reddit postings. We are at 1 hour and 6 minutes. We've got a good amount of time to go through this. So these are interesting, babe.
Okay.
I think you're going to really like this. Let's switch on over to the browser source here for the YouTube side of things. All right. So this is from the subreddit r/AskMen 2 years ago, fairly new, right? Still modern times. And the title of the original poster is Men of Reddit. Actually, you know what? Let's do this one first. Sorry,
okay.
I went to the wrong one. Let's go to the ladies one. This is from r/Black Ladies.
Whoop, whoop.
And I saw this and I'm like, this is great. I'm a very diverse person. It doesn't matter what ethnicity you are. I chose this because it was just well stated. Okay. Ladies in happy relationships, tell me about your partner and why your relationship works. Okay. So let's go down here and read a few of these, and then I can get your feedback, babe, and give mine afterwards.
Mm-hmm.
So this one woman says, my boyfriend has a genuine commitment to our teamwork. When I'm upset, he wants to know my point of view, listens, thinks, and then responds with empathy.
What did I say? Listens, thinks, responds. Oh, I'm sorry. What did I say? Listen, think, respond.
Listen, think, respond. You let me know how close. You let me know how
I'm
far
fine.
back you want to go, and I'll push that microphone right on your face.
No, I'm fine. I have
because
to
it won't pick up unless. It's all good.
I just have to switch.
So listen, thinks, and responds with empathy. I've never been mad at him. Can't be mad at him because he treats me so delicately. Boy, I treat you delicately, and you fight me on that because you know what? You want to be able to do everything on your own to help me.
Yeah, and it's that a lot of that comes from the restrictions I've had in with my recoveries. Back when I broke my ankle and I couldn't even get up and walk around to even think about helping with anything. My shoulder, it was just painful before surgery. So I had restrictions on lifting or putting things up, all of that. Like it would just hurt. I could do laundry. I could wash dishes, wipe down the counters, all of that stuff. But anything intense cleaning, I couldn't do. Now that my arm is healed, I'm able to do more. I can vacuum. I can fold blankets. I can,
it's been a tremendous help, baby, because man, with everything else going on, oh my God, I've needed your help. Like I'm working all day, every day just to help take care of things, including Dawn and all that, and the dogs and all that. But her being able to start doing some things again as she more and more so heals each and every day. It's been amazing. Thank you for that.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I try every day just to be a better person every day.
You've always been a good person, but we all should strive to become a little better each and every day. That's well said. Now, she says furthermore, he is very funny and generous and handsome. Handsome helps. And etc. But the reason that our relationship works is that we choose not to fight. Let me say this real quick. I've never, ever instigated a fight with you. But I understand women's emotions are a little bit different than men's. We all have emotions. We all respond to things. But women are ridden by their emotions. As a man, you have to learn to understand that. Sometimes your woman, because of the way they are biologically, are going to come off like they want you to fight them. They might even say that, but they don't want you to fight them. They're testing you to see how strong of a man you are and see how you handle it. And the way I handled it with Dawn, every woman's like that. When I handle it with Dawn, I say, look, babe, I'm not going to fight you. I'm not here to fight you. I love you. You're my partner. You're my teammate. I'm not going to fight my fucking teammate. I mean, that's contradictory to
No, and he does say that all the time.
All the fucking time. You're my teammate. We're on the same team. Like, I'm here going to bat for you.
Yeah, there were times that I felt frustrated, like especially with YouTube and the business, because with the other part of our executive team, we would express our concerns, express things that we thought we should change.
And you felt I wasn't listening to anyone.
And we all three of us felt like you just were putting us to the side, like, yeah, ladies, you're here to help when I need your help.
But you now know.
But now I know.
You now know it was a strategic aspect.
And things that you were working on, you could not let us know at that time. Now, we did talk about after and why you could not fill us in while you were doing this. And so now we all understand more about Eli and how he works.
How I operate.
Yes.
I don't operate in any malicious ways. But when you're dealing with setbacks in life that are coming through other people, there's a right and a wrong way to handle things. You have to figure things out. You have to think methodically and take the right steps to diffuse and work through certain situations.
Yeah.
So now Dawn understands more, but I never got mad at her. I never tried to fight her. Yeah, have I raised my voice at times? Who hasn't? The thing is, I may have raised my voice because she was trying to fight me, and that's a natural part of a woman.
And it's not that I was trying to fight you. I was trying to get you to hear me.
All she wants to be is heard and understood. Women, guys, if you don't understand women, besides this, understand this point. Women want to be heard and understood. That's all that fucking matters. They want to be heard and understood. A lot of times they think that we're not listening to them and understanding them. Or
just deflecting our opinion because, you know better at something than we do, but we have our opinions on, but sometimes we feel they're discredited. And then you'll come back and say, y'all were totally right, but I had to go this route to get to where you guys wanted me to be.
And it was hard to explain and too time consuming. It would have taken more time away from our relationship. It played itself out. And see, Dawn and I have always communicated as much as possible. We have great communication, and that is essential, critical to our relationship. Let's go and look at one or two more here and get to the last one. We are now at 1 hour and 13 minutes, so we're actually pretty much on track here. This is really, really good. My husband makes me feel safe. That is critical. In the physical sense, yes, but also in the emotional. That is critical. I'm safe. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, no, if you can feel safe emotionally with somebody where you can like have all of your emotions, your downs, your lows and your highs. And you need
Your ups and
somebody,
downs, right?
yeah, you need somebody that can handle the downs as much as the highs, or, what's going right. You understand what I'm saying, baby? You get it?
Absolutely.
Okay.
And just to make it clear, when Dawn is talking, I'm listening. When I'm looking down, it's not that I'm not paying attention to her. I have tech stuff. I've got to make sure things are working properly while the show goes on, so there aren't any audio errors or glitches. I just want to be very, very clear. I completely understand where you're coming from. That was just the first line
Yeah, sorry.
of this comment here. Let me read further here. I'm safe to tell him how I really feel, and we're safe to talk through things that would otherwise be uncomfortable or that others would avoid for fear of hurting their feelings. And he's told him, I make him feel safe as well. We can truly be ourselves with each other, and that's what makes it work. Exactly.
Listen, it, yeah.
Emotional, let me say this real quick. It's important to add context to what you're going to say. Men need to work on their emotional stability, emotional self-control, and most importantly, emotional awareness. The number one issue, listen, you can be the great lover. You can fuck like there's no tomorrow. That's not going to save your relationship. That's one aspect of it. But what's even more important is emotional awareness. And I think that's where you were going to head into, is that I think what you've struggled in your past relationships with, baby, is finding a man that was emotionally aware enough to be understanding to your feelings, wants, and needs, and that you also just want to be heard and understood. Go ahead.
Yeah, that's the big thing about feeling safe in a relationship.
Mm-hmm.
It's not just a matter of like, you're the big guy that's going to go and beat anybody's ass that fucking messes with me. I don't need that kind of safety, but safety in the sense of I can express all my fears, all my pains, with somebody and have them listen and not judge, and vice versa. They can do the same thing without being judged. And it's like you live together and okay, first you're dating and you're prim, you're proper, you eat the right way.
Right.
You're all showered up all the time. And when you start to live with each other, things are more relaxed.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And then you find out like, oh, you're just so comfortable enough to like pass gas in front of each other. Like, and those kind of things that, that's your real self. That's what would happen if you were alone. And if you can be with somebody who accepts that and the little quirks and everything else and makes you feel that it's okay to be yourself. That's huge, to not have to live a fake life even in your own relationship, because you won't be successful.
Yeah. Let's go ahead and continue here. Let's go to one more. She's Scheist bucket. Neither of us stay mad long, and we both are grumpy, dry, sarcastic people. It's still been a solid vibe for 2+ years. At the end of the night, we turn on something spooky, eat snacks, and get crumbs on the floor together. I cook, he cleans, he makes jokes, he laughs. I respect him, he respects me. That is most important there, because when she first wrote, neither of us stay mad long enough when we are both grumpy, dry, sarcastic people. Listen, what couple isn't grumpy at times? What couple doesn't get a bit dry at times? What couple isn't sarcastic at times? Right? That's a normal relationship. I saw that first and I'm like, there better be some context on this to get me to think otherwise, what they're trying to say there. But when at the very end she said, he laughs, I respect him, and he respects me. Mutual respect. A relationship is based 1,000,000 billion trillion % on respect. The moment one side or the other loses respect for the other side, it's the beginning of the end. It
Yeah.
won't end right away, but it's on its way to the end. You have to have mutual fucking respect. I have respect for this woman for reasons beyond her comprehension. No disrespect. That's a compliment. Okay. I have respect for her beyond her level of comprehension because she has the biggest heart and soul, and her intentions in life ever since she came out of her mother's womb 50 years ago were to just be a good person, love people, get along with people, and just live a happy life. Right? That's all.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Right? She has no malice intentions. Okay. Has she made mistakes? Lots of them. Have I made mistakes? Lots of them.
Yeah. But
Go
in
ahead.
that sense, it's like, yeah, I have no intent for any malice or pain on anybody. But I will say, if you wrong me, like, that's a big mistake because I will remember and I will not forgive, you know? I think
you can forgive, but you'll never forget.
Exactly.
We can always forgive people, but we never forget. And those are things that can be filed away.
Yes.
In case you're harmed again, by somebody, but that's a more proper way of filing things. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, you probably said it better than I did.
No, we said it. We both supported the answer perfectly. Should I continue?
Yeah. Go ahead.
Okay. And I think that was it. Let's go to the next one here. We are at 1 hour and 21 minutes. We might wrap this up at an hour 45 and shorten up the show a little bit. This is a good show.
Yeah, it's a great show. It's flowing very nice.
This is from the subreddit Men of Reddit. Those who are in a happy relationship with their partner, did it take effort and emotional work in the beginning, or was the whole process very easy? I'll say this. The emotional work never stops. So if you're going to say, did it take effort and emotional work in the beginning, the effort and the emotional work never stops. The reason why things work out for some people in the beginning is because they're putting in the effort and the emotional work. And then they go on autopilot. They get comfortable and they stop doing the same thing that got them the relationship in the first place. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, yeah, I agree.
Do you want me to start reading the first paragraph? Because this is a post. There's actually a posting with this title.
Yeah.
I am asking because though maybe a little more context will help you. I'm asking because though my boyfriend and I love each other, I find that sometimes we have disagreements where we need to spend a lot of time talking and trying to understand each other. Sometimes it leads to arguments. This is a woman writing this in the men's forum. For me, it is a normal process in a relationship as we try to adjust how we communicate and also learn about each other's expectations. You should know that from the very beginning. And you should be talking about that in the very beginning.
Mm-hmm.
If you're looking for a real relationship, you talk about that on the first, second date, because you go into it with that. Especially if you meet from online, people will put in criteria. I'm seeking an LTR, long-term relationship. Some people are seeking short-term hookups. I would stay away from those, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. So if you already know that you both are in the mindset of wanting a relationship, you have to immediately go into the mindset and learn about each other's relationship standards, relationship expectations, quirks, all of that shit. Go ahead.
Yeah, I think like every person, they say, kind of make a joke about it. It's like, oh, you checked all the boxes. And I think we all do have a set list or box to need to be checked in order for us to even start the communication. So meaning, check, he's handsome. Check, he has a job. Check, he can drive on his own. Check, he's compassionate. Check, he's humble. And so forth. We all have our different things that we want checked off on the person we want to spend our life with. You know what I'm saying? Do you understand?
Absolutely.
And when Eli did his profile for the Match.com, he was very thorough, which we all know he is thorough, but very thorough.
Remember, I have OCD, baby.
Yes, in what he wanted from a relationship, what his expectations were. And when I talked to him the first time, I completely opened up. I was literally an open book. And at the end of it,
that won me over.
Yeah. And at the end of it, I said, I'm giving you the opportunity right now to run, or we can try to work this out. And you said, let's meet. Let's see what happens. You know, honesty is the best policy.
Absolutely. I couldn't have said it better myself. I have nothing to add to it. You said it exactly the way I would have probably said it.
Booyah.
Yeah. I definitely would have said it. Yeah. Oh my.
Oh my.
All right. The last part. However, his point of view is that everything should be easy, that there should be no arguments. And if we do fight, it should be about minor things, but not deeper things. So I want to understand how it was for others. Here's the thing. I think they're young, and I think this guy is trying to say the same thing that I'm saying at age 51 without an additional 35 plus years of experience that I have over him, right? So, it's not about that everything should be easy. Everything's not going to be easy. Everything should flow. And it's not that there aren't going to be any arguments. So you're always going to have some arguments. It doesn't mean if you're arguing something, doesn't mean you're having a fight. Like it means that
you're having a discussion.
You're having a discussion
or a debate
or a disagreement.
A debate between two issues. Yeah.
The word fight is a common term used in relationships to amp things up. Even people that love each other, like Don and I, we talk about things. Sometimes, our tone of voice elevates on both sides. But
if I'm talking to my therapist or my mom or somebody, I'm not saying we were in a fight. I'm saying this was an issue.
We have disagreement.
And I don't either I don't agree with him or we came to a understanding. It's just that.
Yeah. And if we do fight, it should be about minor things, but not deeper things. No, you shouldn't fight at all.
No.
And the minor things
if you're fighting over minor things.
That's the dumb thing. That right there is
that shows that you're not in that relationship. Because if you're going to nitpick like on the direction that they put their toilet paper, then that shows you right there you're not even willing to work with them.
Well, he's saying that, if you're going to fight, do it over the smaller things. The smaller things are the ones you should just ignore.
Disagree.
You ignore those. The deeper things, it's not about fighting those. It's about discussing
them.
And then finding what affects your partner, them finding what affects you on the flip side, and coming to a reasonable resolution. Amen. I mean, listen, same word, resolution. Amen. I love you. This is great. Like you say, we complete each other's sentences. That's why we work. This is not scripted here. I mean, Jesus, let's
I never know what's coming out of this man's mouth, and he never knows what's coming out of mine.
What's going to come out of your mouth? You got a mouth. Maybe that's why we also get along, is because we both have big fucking mouths. I love you. I love you. And our combined set of big fucking mouths, baby.
Yeah. I mean, it's so funny. We could be down here laughing or just talking, and we're loud. And his mom will be like, "Are you okay? Are you fighting?" And he's like, "No, we're laughing at the TV, or we're laughing at something we said." And, it's just...
Dawn has the weirdest laugh at times. It's like a psychopathic laugh, but it's so funny. I hear it and I'm like, "Are you okay?" "No, I'm just laughing at what the TV said. What was said on the TV." Well, let's continue here.
Yeah.
Blanco Super says, usually the beginning is pretty easy, then it gets difficult for a bit.
Of course.
Well, it all depends. You have the honeymoon period.
Yes.
And then you're like, are we going to stay together or not? And if you stay together, you really got to put in the work.
Yeah.
I mean, initially, it's all being driven by typically sex or
Lust.
just, having fun, having someone to hang out with, having someone to go on some weekend getaway trip.
Companionship.
Yeah, companionship and all that. But then after that, it's like, are you going to become a team or not? Are you teammates or not?
Mm-hmm.
Are you compatible to be teammates or not? People say communication is key, but that's only half right. It's how you communicate. Well, yes. Well, that's the whole entire aspect of a relationship is communication. It's what it's based off of: communication, trust, right? How you communicate.
Yes.
How you disagree. Same thing with people online, with politics. You got the left and the right, and they're attacking each other in most cases that I've seen. They do it a lot of times for content. But it's not about the fact that there's disagreements between the left and the right. It's how certain people disagree.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
I will respectfully disagree. I will put my points out there and say, hey, look, I understand where you're coming from. I don't hate you because you're conservative and I'm liberal. I disagree with you on this topic, and here's why. But, hey, no harm, no foul. Thank you for your opinion. I thank you for allowing me to express mine. Onward and upward. Onwards and upwards, right?
Yeah.
Okay. You can't just going discounting. I think they put a word out. They kept the word out. You can't just keep going discounting what she says or ignoring her opinions. I agree.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Right?
Because then if you keep doing that, she's going to check out. She's going to find somebody else that's going to listen to her opinions.
Absolutely. Worst thing is to raise your voice. In my experience, I take we are a team and there is an issue. Let's tackle it together. You listen to her, she listens to you, and you find a compromise that works. We just talked about that verbatim pretty much. Now, I agree with what this person's saying. Worst thing is to raise your voice. I agree. Sometimes it's going to happen to the best of us. You raise your voice. I've raised mine. But we quickly, okay, yeah, I'm sorry. Listen, I just like you want to be heard and understood, so do I.
Mm-hmm.
I want to be heard and understood too. I know as part of your natural female biology, no disrespect, I'm respecting the way that God made you to be. You want to be heard and understood. And just because that's not probably as natural for a man biologically, it doesn't mean we don't also want to be heard and understood. I want to be fucking heard and understood. Maybe most other guys out there that aren't as emotionally aware as I am and should be, that would help them tremendously in their relationships. Maybe the fact that they haven't been emotionally aware as much as I am, when I'm talking with you, because I'm so aware, maybe that's like, you're expecting to get what you used to get, and now that you're getting what you want, you have to turn off those fighting mechanisms. And so basically, it's basically communicating as calmly as possible, even if the situation is critical or very frustrating, and you feel like you just want to vent out. If you start to raise your voice, realize that you're raising it and say, okay, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to raise my voice. I'm going through this right now. It doesn't involve you. I'm dealing with other things. I know it's affecting you. I'm not trying to directly affect you, but this is just something that's happening that's out of my control that I want to resolve as quickly as possible with another third party, so it no longer affects us, right?
Yeah.
I'm so sorry. Well, baby, I'm sorry. I wish it could be different.
Yeah.
That's all you can do. The rest is going to be now on her to say, okay, baby, I get it. I really miss you. I miss spending time with you. This is costing us a lot of time, but I understand why you have to do it. Thank you for taking the time to explain it to me. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, I mean, and that's how we've been getting through the last couple of weeks with this case that you've been working on. With his OCD, he also gets distracted, and needs complete silence in here while he's working.
I need complete silence, or the dog wants to come. The big dog wants to come in the office and hang out with me. The office dubs as this studio, and I get very distracted. So it's like Dawn will walk in here at times just to check on me when I'm working in silence, and she just sees me working in silence. I don't even have a YouTube video on in the background. I cannot be distracted. I need to be focused.
Mm-hmm.
I need complete focus.
And that's
a beautiful
something.
woman is a fucking distraction. I'm sorry.
Yes.
The dogs that I love as well, along with you, are a big distraction.
Yes.
They are.
And that's something that I needed to learn about you
Mm-hmm.
and accept. Because I'm like, what? The dog's just going to lay there under your feet. But I didn't understand how much of a distraction that was for him.
Yeah.
And so in the last week or two, I've been pretty much letting him stay in the office, do his work, without interrupting him. And when he would come out, then I would tell him whatever I needed to tell him, communicate if there was a phone call or something else happened. And then he goes back into the office. But we are still communicating at every opportunity we have. And so what I'm saying is, he needs this to do his purpose, and I respect that about him. I look at it as if my husband, man, whatever, was getting up in the morning and leaving for an 8-hour shift. It's the same thing. You don't call your people at work while they're working and distract them with normal life. You wait till they get home and tell them, unless it's a huge emergency. But you know what I'm saying?
I do. Yeah.
It's like, I'm not going to just come in here and tell you, oh, so-and-so texted me today and, this is what's going on in their life. I'll tell you that afterwards.
I appreciate you acknowledging that.
Yeah.
And see, this is the thing. Dawn's beginning to understand that it's not that I don't want to have fun with her and hear all of the stuff that happens on. She loves the drama shows.
I do.
Dawn loves the scripted drama shows, and it's all good. I like them too when they're scripted. It's all good.
Like a regular television
Regular
show.
television, right? And it's not that I don't want to hear that, but there's a time and a place for it. And she used to come into the office and try to tell me about that.
Or say, come here and look at this.
Yeah. And I said, listen, let me know later tonight, when I'm done with work, we can talk about it later tonight. No.
Like I watched Dancing with the Stars yesterday on my streaming, and they have Corey Feldman on there.
Oh,
and
yeah.
we've been talking so much about the Charlie Sheen, Corey Haim, and all of that.
Did we mention that on the podcast last week? I think we did.
I think we might have, just based on reviewing his.
Well, we saw the Charlie Sheen documentary.
Just reviewing the
documentary.
documentary.
Was that on Netflix, I think?
Yes.
I think it was on Netflix, a Charlie Sheen documentary. And when he was asked about the allegations that Corey Feldman made on him by making his video, I think it was called My Truth, making his movie My Truth. They asked Charlie Sheen. I thought that Charlie Sheen was this big pervert and all that. I had lost respect for him, but in the documentary that Charlie Sheen did, I looked in his eyes and I saw his demeanor for the whole show, and he was telling his whole story of how he fucked things up. Right? He was being
taking
honest.
Accountability.
He said, oh, that's not true. Well, then why didn't you sue Feldman? I didn't want to give the guy any more content than he already has. And I was like, that right there struck me. I think we talked about it last week, but just to recap, it makes sense, right? I believe that because people want to make content out of every little thing. And now I feel like, wow, I was chastising Charlie Sheen when I'm 99.9% certain, because nothing's ever 100%, but I'm as close to certain as possible that he didn't do this, and Feldman made this up just to make a movie and make money and get attention.
Yeah.
And the reason why I feel that way is because of my experiences on YouTube and seeing other people do similar tactics as their form of content to make money and get attention. That's exactly what Feldman was doing. He was trying to paint Charlie Sheen as a predator and said he has all this proof and stuff. And I believe that Charlie Sheen never did it, right? And, he didn't sue Feldman for a very good reason. He didn't want to give Feldman any more content. Then Feldman would have probably done fundraisers and done another movie. We're going to court, or maybe he'd make videos on YouTube. He would monetize the shit out of this.
Yep.
And you know what? I was like, Sheen, you're a fucking genius. You did all those drugs, and now he's getting clean again. But he did all that fucked up shit. But that's the smartest fucking thing I've ever heard come out of anyone's mouth.
Anybody's mouth.
That hit us right then and there.
Like literally,
we were like, wow.
I was like, pause the TV right now and rewind. I want to hear that one more time. It was so awesome when he said that.
Yeah, we had to rewind it and hear it again because that was great. But let's continue here because we got to get through this. Okay, in arguments, if you win, you really don't because she loses. An argument is not about winning or losing. It's about coming to a resolution that satisfies both sides equally.
Yeah.
You're looking at it the wrong way. No, nobody wins or loses, okay? You compromise. It's called a compromise.
Yeah, that's what they said. It doesn't matter who wins or loses. It's how you play the game. Exactly.
Amen. And how well do you work together as a team, babe?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. It's my baseball reference. You know me.
Yeah. Nobody likes to lose. I'm filling in words that they put. Nobody like to lose. Nobody likes to lose. And that will just cause resentment. True. And you've had resentment in past relationships. I've had resentment. The reason why we work is there really isn't any resentment here at all, because resentment is what fucking boom, that destroys shit, right?
Mm-hmm.
You will feel good, but she will feel bad. And if she feels bad, trust me, she'll let you know, and she won't stop until you know.
Happy wife, happy life.
If you're feeling good and she's feeling bad, and you're not addressing that and trying to diffuse that and say, hey, baby, I'm sorry, whatever, let's work through it, whatever's bothering you, whether it's me or something else, all women want to know is that they're heard and understood.
Yeah.
If you listen and understand, it doesn't even matter if you try to correct the issue right away. What they want is to be heard and understood. You should be trying to correct the issue. But understand, with women, what diffuses a situation is listening to what they're fucking saying currently in the present moment and understanding what the fuck they're saying.
Yeah.
Period. End of story.
Mm-hmm.
I got a woman here. She'll corroborate that.
Absolutely.
That's why we work, because I understand what she needs.
And then when we talk
she understands what I need too, right?
Yeah, and when we talk about it and come to a resolution, then it's dead. It goes on that way.
Said and done.
Yeah, and then we don't bring it up again.
There's no need.
No, because the resolution had happened.
The resolution happened. Absolutely. All right, let's read. This will probably be the last comment. Depending on time, we might go through 2 comments. Let's see here. I just got out of an 8-year marriage where I completely understood what it was to be one-sided. Why'd you stay in it so long, then, is my question. Maybe took you 8 years to figure that out? Go ahead.
Well, yeah, maybe it did take 8 years to figure out that it's absolutely one-sided. You know, I mean, maybe denial. She was in denial that was going on. She wanted the perfect,
Maybe he was the provider and she needed someone to take care of him, and she put up with a lack of chemistry for that. That happens.
Well, yeah. I mean, people could say that about you and I. I'm in a position.
They can say whatever the fuck they want.
Well,
it doesn't mean it's true. We do a podcast every week showing our face and using our real names, right?
Yeah, yeah. But that wasn't my point. Now I don't remember. I
was saying I just got out of an 8-year marriage where I completely understood what it was to be one-sided.
Yes.
We were talking about that. And
that happens a lot in a relationship.
It does.
And I hate to admit it, usually women are the
instigators.
The instigators.
Oh, I love how raw, real, and honest this woman is. Let's continue. I led the relationship as the man. Good job. Doesn't mean you disrespect your woman. Doesn't mean she can't equally lead along with you. But if she doesn't see you as a leader type of a man, there's going to be no
or
respect.
at least her equal. If she thinks that you're less than her.
Yes, if a woman thinks that you're less than her, she has no respect for you. You're out the door.
Done, son.
You're on your way out the door. I led the relationship, and while I kept on reminding her that we are a team, she never really felt like being a team member, and that was a core issue. Well, then she's the problem. Let's see what more. We need more context. But I tell you that all the time.
Mm-hmm.
What do I say every time you say, "Oh, you don't care about what I have to say," and this, you've done that, and it happens.
Oh yeah,
right? I say, "Baby, what the fuck are you talking about? We're a team." I said, "You're on." And you know what? You know what's funny? When you're in a mood, you just want to win. You want to win the supposed argument, right?
Yeah.
And I'm diffusing it, which is what a normal man does. And the fact that I'm doing the right thing is pissing you off more than me fighting you, which is what you want to feed the emotion, right?
Yeah.
Right. So I'm coming in.
I'm
coming in and saying, "What the fuck, baby? We're teammates. We're on the same fucking team. Why would I go against my own teammate?" And then you're like, "Ooh, that makes sense, baby."
Yeah, but in that situation, sometimes like you think you're teammates, but one becomes more of the coach and the other one is the player.
Oh,
instead of
you're calling me out on
teammates.
that. So here's the thing. It has never been about me wanting to coach you or you wanting to coach me.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it's come off at times like that because what we do on YouTube and through this podcast is personal development content.
Mm-hmm.
We are inundated daily by what we do for a living. Okay, and the content we create.
Mm-hmm.
And if I haven't said it clearly enough before, I'll say it clearly
Ouch.
now so the whole world can see us, including you, is that's what probably gave you the perception of that. That's what probably made you feel like sometimes I felt like you were trying to be more of a coach to me than being my partner.
Exactly.
And no, that's not what it is. I said, look, the business and the content on the internet, on social media, that is separate. We're there to help people by sharing our stories and using us as an example. We're a great example, I feel, right?
Mm-hmm.
When it comes to between you and I, okay, this is about what's currently happening in the moment. And here's the thing. The truth of the matter is, everything I've learned through personal development and being coached by other coaches has helped me become a better man that you love.
Mm-hmm.
So the personal development has helped me be a better man for you. Mm-hmm. And that's why we do this here, because it can help other men become better men for their women, and it can also help other women become better women for their men, mm-hmm. or a man, right? That's why Don and I do this together. We want to give you the male and female perspective between the both of us. Go ahead, baby, so we can continue here.
Oh no, yeah.
Baby, you said
because I started it and you kind of just finished. Yeah.
Okay, nothing else. I just want to make sure I don't.
Oh yeah, no. See, and that's the thing. Sometimes like our thoughts are pretty much on. Yeah, no, our thoughts are pretty much on point together a lot of times. And so yeah, I'll just be like, yeah, no, I agree.
Okay.
You know.
Okay. All right. So. And that was a core issue. I just brute force my way through hurdles and issues we encountered as a family. She finally gave up on us and abandoned the kids this time of last year. Well, here's the thing. You said I just brute force my way through the hurdles. That's wrong on your part. You don't brute force your way. She probably felt like she wasn't heard and understood. You probably are not emotionally aware. You lack emotional awareness. You probably lack emotional self-control. You're very introverted and closed off to the emotional wants and needs of a woman. That's what I'm gathering based on what they're writing there, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
But it makes me think, how did they even get a partner when they have that mindset?
Well, they probably got together. They were probably both very good looking. They probably had great sex. They probably had some things in common, but then they had kids and maybe
kids can change everything.
Yes, but maybe they were also on two different, pages.
And
Like,
that's what happened with my
with
husband
you
and
and your
I.
husband, he was very hardcore conservative. You're more, liberal, left leaning. He's more. Your husband is probably more on the far right. I wouldn't say
Yeah.
completely far right,
Yeah.
but he's more than just slight right.
Most police officers are pretty
Hard right.
I would just say at least right. At least they start at just being
They're
right.
They're fully on the right, and they don't take any of the left views into consideration. When we're left leaning, we take views from both sides, and it's more about what makes sense for the best overall interest of each individual American in our country, and even each individual in the world. We care about. Okay, so let us. Let's go here. It took me 3 to 4 months to get my act in order and establish my family without their mother and my ex-wife. A year on, we are doing much better as a family unit without the ex in the picture. Of course, she's basically gone, and I treat it as such. Sometimes it is way better to go separate ways, especially when you're not getting your needs met by the other person anymore, both of us. So this woman abandoned her kids along with her husband. Now, here's the thing. We don't have any more context in this, right? We don't know what he did.
We don't know her side.
We don't know her side. But here's the thing. One telling aspect is she abandoned her kids.
Yeah.
That is not good. That's telling me that there's something incredibly possibly mentally wrong with her. There's probably some mental illness there.
I mean, unless which is still not okay, unless she met somebody else and she just decided it was easier to leave her kids with her husband.
Maybe she lost attraction for him and she was banging some guy on the side.
Yeah, who just didn't want to have kids involved.
And now is thinking, well, if he files divorce, he's going to use this against me and get 100% custody. He's going to try to say I'm an unfit mother, so I might as well just abandon everyone and go off with some other dude and get some new dick.
Yeah.
Possibly
start a new family.
Well, all we can do is assume and share our opinions based on the lack of context that he's not telling us, and she's not there to defend herself.
Yeah, and that's the hard part here, is to analyze these people, because they sound like they're being logical and everything, but we also don't know if they're manipulating the situation.
Yeah, let's read one more here, and then we're going to wrap this baby up. This guy's name on Reddit is Dad.
Dad. Should be Dad Jokes.
Well, he said Dad. That's his label, but his name is Sir H3Ns3RZ.
Where do these people come up with their...
I don't know. They get suggested names when they create an account, baby. You know, it's all digital nowadays. It's all controlled by AI and algorithms and all that shit. Definitely a lot of emotional work. No shit. No shit. I've been married almost 10 years. Wow. Good for you. But was also with my wife 13 years prior to that. So this guy has a lot of experience, huh, babe?
Well, yeah. And I question that 13 years without proposing. That seems a little long. He obviously had some commitment or some issues that he didn't want, you know?
Well, we don't know, baby. Listen.
I know some people say that we should have been married by now because we're 4 years in, but there is really no time limit. But I just kind of think being with somebody for 13 years and you haven't already committed to the thought of marrying them and spending your life.
I know people that were together 20 years and they finally got married. They're common law. That's common law, which I think is 10 years here in California now. I think it used to be 20. I think it's 10 years now.
Yeah.
But I'd have to look into it. But anyway, the thing is, there's a reason why, even if a man loves a woman so much and knows that she's his soulmate, there's a reason why, with some men, they don't get married right away. They want to make sure everything is in order. There's some other things. I don't want to get into them here. But We don't know what his reason is, but
Yeah.
he got married to her and they're still together. Let's read more and get some more context. How's that?
Okay.
During those 13 years, we had a lot of ups and downs, many disagreements. That's normal. Don and I disagree on a lot of shit every day. I mean,
well, that just makes us human beings.
Makes us stronger.
Yeah.
What
and
doesn't kill you makes you stronger.
Stand a little taller. It's okay. That's all I need to do.
Kelly,
Kelly.
you love Casey. Kelly Clarkson.
I do. Right? I love Kelly.
She's got her own
Clark.
show now. She's lost the weight again.
Yeah, and I like Pink.
And she's worth an enormous amount of money.
Oh yeah.
Oh, you like Pink as well too. Pink is the freakish version of Kelly Clarkson. I like Pink is great. Pink is great.
I love Pink. Like she just fucking she's real and raw.
Is she the one that sings I'm a hazard to myself?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Right?
So irritating.
That became
I'm
like
my
your song,
own,
like hazard to myself.
Yeah, I'm my own worst enemy.
You know what, baby? You even said it back then. Like this was like a year or two ago. You're like,
I'm like, that's my theme song.
That's my song. Like I am, and I go, baby, you are a fucking hazard to yourself. Oh my god!
See, that
was
my
like
shit.
She owned it. Owned it. That's what I love about her. I love her. I love her for that. All right. So during those 13 years, we had a lot of ups and downs, many disagreements, some breakups, lots of makeups, a lot of time spent, both of us questioning the longevity of the relationship, and if getting together so young was a mistake, etc. Well, they were young, and they actually grew up together. That's what I think. That's why I think they're together.
Oh, so kind of like my brother and his wife. They met in
They're high school sweethearts.
Well, they met in kindergarten and then reconnected. I mean, they went to school the whole time together, same schools, but then actually connected as a relationship, I think in his senior year.
So your brother wanted to go around and test the waters?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I'm just saying, Dave.
He is my brother. I don't want to think about my brother that way.
Listen, men can have like their lifelong love in kindergarten, and when they get to an adult age, 18, 19, they're going to go out there and, dip their, anyway. They're going to test the water.
You're talking about my brother, and this is like disgusting in my head to think about. So.
But now he's back. Okay, I got it. I always say something weird every show. It's okay. I'm just trying to lighten the mood. But anyway, so, but we both felt that it was worth the effort to make it work. And it has been a lot of hard work, no doubt, but we'll be celebrating 10 years of marriage this year, and we couldn't be happier. Well, let's read this to get all the context. Learning all about each other is, as you say, part of the process, and matters of contention are certainly expected. He sounds very profound. He sounds like more like maybe he's kind of introverted, but he sounds like he's hybrid, introverted at times, sometimes extroverted. Working it out, communicating through each other's needs and expectations, and accommodating accordingly is all about what makes a relationship work, in my opinion. If those clashes never happen, I can't help but feel that a relationship is too one-sided. So what happened to this guy, I'm assuming this dude is probably, 13, 23, this dude is probably, she's probably like in his early to mid 40s. And I will tell you, that's about the time in my early to mid 40s, and I'm 51 now, when I really had a very clear understanding of what life is really all about. And even throughout your 30s, you're still learning a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And you're still, like, honestly, you still question, like, even if you think you have the right woman, do you give up your wings and marry her? And just like in the movie Old School, where Frank was told, don't do it, one vagina for the rest of your life. Okay? It was the one vagina for the rest of your life. Every man goes through that. We're like, do we just turn ourselves in? You get to 40, and then you don't think that way anymore. And it's not that, I was ever about playing the field. That's not me. But it was like, am I really ready to give my life to one person for the rest of my life. You have to come to terms with that on your own, both as a man and a woman. Maybe that's what he was coming to terms with. He seems like a decent dude. He's very methodical, kind of like myself and you are. He expresses himself very well. He's very honest about it. And I think he's a great communicator. And I think his wife is probably a lot like you. Even if you say everything right or try to do everything right, women are women. They have emotions. Women are going to react to shit towards their man that doesn't even involve them. We've talked about it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, the one thing you have to understand as a man is when you commit to a woman, you're not only responsible for what you do that causes her emotional heartache, you're responsible to everything else that consumes her mind, whether it involves you or not, regarding her emotional response.
Well, it's like they say, you marry the person, but with the person comes the family.
Exactly.
And so that comes with obviously there could be some tension anywhere there. For example, the two of us, my family wasn't completely on board at first. Of course, they're kind of over that by now.
They didn't know my intentions.
But they didn't know his intentions.
Now they do.
And now they do. They didn't know what his intentions were due to my last choices.
Yes, they compared me to your ex that was extremely abusive and beat the heck out of you.
That and the other one.
And then the other one, yes.
Yeah. And so, they had their reservations.
I'm welcome back to the house.
Yeah, as long as
I turn in my fucking iPhone to your mother.
And it's a joke, people. It is such a
That's no joke, baby.
No, it is a joke.
Eli, where's your iPhone? You cannot step on my property without handing me your iPhone first.
She'll stand right there at the end of the driveway.
You know what I do? I give her the iPhone and bring my laptop with it has a built-in webcam. I can hook it up to the Wi-Fi and shit.
And you would really piss her off.
Oh yeah.
Then you would be exiled from all of the family.
Exiled, excommunicated. I'd be banned permanently.
Yeah, banned permanently.
Permanent ban. I'm just joking.
Listen, we are. We're just playing. Like, my mom and I joke about it. It's
hand in your device at the gate.
Yeah, we literally made a joke about it, and that's all it is now. So, because when I was making this statement, my mom started laughing, and she's like, "Yeah, that's what I'll do." It wasn't her idea. We were just joking around, I mean, come on, people. That's how we that's how we remain happy. We just joke about things. It's not a big deal. It wasn't even joking. It was one of those things we were talking and it popped into my head and I just said it,
Yeah. So baby, we're at 2 hours and 2 minutes. Not bad. Not bad. We're going to start to wrap things up here.
Wrap it up.
So,
wrap.
So from both sides, male and female, the truth is clear. Love works when it's built on trust, respect, and freedom. So, Dawn, your final thoughts regarding, freedom versus control or anything else?
Yeah, I had some conflicting ideas or feelings about this based on my prior life, being an independent person. I spoke the in class podcast or the podcast before about becoming 16 and being able to get your license and that freedom that comes with that. That's something I want back. I want to be able to go out oh shit, I forgot such and such for dinner. I'm going to run to the market, or, let me go gas up the car. So we have that done. I'll go pick up my prescription, whatever. I want to be able to do that. And then, gradually, maybe she will release me for work and then I go back to work. But as of right now, we don't know. We don't know. She might not clear me. Who knows? Fingers crossed, though, that she does, I mean, honest to God, yeah, I would like to be my old self and, be the person that basically takes care of me and not relying on somebody else. Because when you rely on somebody, that's when you kind of start to feel imprisoned because they have taken control. Like if you've just given your control over, that's where you're going to go wrong.
No, you never want to. It's not even about control. It's about working together as a team, like we've said. Anything else, babe, before I share my final thoughts?
Nope.
So I'll tell you, if I'm going to, everything Don said was perfect. I don't have a whole lot more to add to it besides reemphasizing one point regarding how men can become better men that would solve the issue between men and women, and what causes most relationship issues, and what what's the one thing that women complain the most about men. It's the one thing that you should be focused on, and that is emotional awareness. That is something that the majority of modern day men lack completely. Men from the past were very emotionally aware. They were very protective of their women. They would go out, they would hunt to bring food, they would protect the family from danger, right? And they would listen to their wife, and they would ask her what she needs, and what can I do to blah, 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 right? These men nowadays want to treat women like slaves. And the reason is because women have risen up, they have equal rights, and they're out earning and outshining men in school, colleges, degrees, work. Last I checked, it's probably higher now, this was years ago, I checked that 30% of women here in the USA are the head of the household, and they are the breadwinners. That is fucking staggering. So it's probably
out now.
It's probably higher now. It's probably 35 to 40%. It's going to keep on flipping because our modern men are not learning one of the most crucial aspects of what makes a relationship or a marriage work. It's your emotional awareness and your ability to have empathy towards your woman, your ability to be able to listen to her and understand, because women want to be heard and understood, and understand that sometimes what she wants to be heard and understood on doesn't even involve you. It involves maybe their family, maybe their friend, maybe a TV show, even a fucking TV show. If a woman wants your opinion on that and you feel like you don't care or anything like that, she's going to be hurt by it. You got to understand that's how women are.
Mm-hmm.
So work on your emotional awareness, guys, and which will also help your emotional self-control from overreacting, and your emotional stability, a part of that as well.
And that goes for the ladies out there too.
It does, but women are more prone. It's much more normal for women to overreact emotionally than men. It's part of your biology. Men need to be the diffusers. All right?
And that's what I'm saying is women need to learn how to not be the dynamite.
They should work on it too.
Yeah.
Yes. I'm not saying that women overreacting is good, but it's much more understood than men overreacting because of the differences in our biology.
It's like, I agree with you, but it shouldn't be tolerated. It should be something that's a learned thing that we can control.
Well, maybe you can help the women with that because you have gotten so much stronger to the point of where you're seeing how your reactions affect me and others.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's why we do what we do.
Mm-hmm.
You
every
can more
show
so help the women. I can more so help the men, and together we can help both men and women.
And every show, Eli and I get better, at doing this, and the research we do, and
it's extensive.
It's extensive, and
it's also from our own personal experience.
Yeah, a lot of it does come from our experience together and the experiences we've had in prior relationships.
Absolutely, baby. 26 episodes in the books, baby. In the book, 26 episodes, baby. Baby, is it time to start wrapping things up, baby?
Yep.
All right, so with that being said, it's time to start wrapping things up. Oh,
Oh.
that was wrong. Let's do this again. There we go. All right. I hit the wrong sound bite there. All right. You've been listening to episode number 27 of the Don and Eli Take on the World podcast that was titled Why Love Wins, the Truth That Lasts. One more time. Episode number 27 of the Don and Eli Take on the World podcast was about why love wins, the truth that lasts. To remind you folks once again, if you're listening to us on the audio-only podcast network, such as Apple, Spotify, Amazon Music, and my lady's all-time favorite,
iHeartRadio.
Say that again.
iHeartRadio.
One more time.
Oh my God. iHeartRadio.
iHeartRadio. We are also on Amazon's Audible. We are also on YouTube's Music and the rest of the unknown audio-only podcast networks. So if you listen to us audio only and you want to check out the video version, which is the same exact audio with just video, you can see everything on the screen. You can see us there. Go below in the description of wherever you're listening to this audio only and click the link. That'll take you back to our main channel, GNA, Genuine Personal Development, GNA short for Genuine Networking Association, our organization here. Okay. Make sure you subscribe, bang the bell, select all notifications so you don't miss anything. While you're there, go in that description section a couple lines down, and you'll see a link to our secondary channel, to our live streaming channel, GNA2, Genuine Live Personal Development. Click the link, subscribe, bang the bell, select all notifications so you don't miss anything. I go live there almost every day, if not every day, with Walking with Purpose live streams and other in-studio live streams, and Don will be joining me on those walking streams again soon. But with that being said, it's now time to start wrapping it up. Have a good one. Take care, baby. And as always, what?
Be good to each other.